pretty good model you got there.
Pretty good? More like amazing. You don't see a hobo like him every day. He's a walking masterpiece. A living Velasquez. Man, can you imagine what kind of an etching Rembrandt would have made of him?
Poor old guy looks miserable. I bet to you artists his face is fortune, isn't it?
Well, certainly. You don't want a beggar to look happy, do you?
How much does he get an hour?
I pay $10 an hour for amateurs. Though once they have an agent, I have to pay a lot more.
And how much do you get for your painting?
Oh, this? I'll get over 10,000.
Don't you think the model should get a percentage of that? I mean, they work just as hard as you do.
Psh, all they have to do is stand there and look pretty, or disgusting, while I try to capture the beauty with paint. I tell you, it can get to be as grueling as your work at the factory.
Right.
What's wrong with you today? I haven't seen you this full of piss and vinegar since, well, ever.
I'd rather talk about it in private.
Oh, you don't have to worry about him. You can keep a secret, right? There, see? Now what's making one of my more refined friends so glum?
Just went to Laura's house.
Oh, that's right! Today was the day you were going to ask the Colonel for permission, right? How'd it go?
He said no.
Oh. I am sorry. Did he give a reason why?
As a matter of fact, yeah. He said he likes me well enough, but liking someone and trusting them with your daughter are two different things. Then he goes on with, when you're on a career track that will make more than 50 grand a year, then I'll think about letting you marry my daughter.
Well, if you were a manager at the plant, wouldn't you be making close to that?
Yeah, if I were a manager, but close doesn't cut it with the Colonel.
Ah, I see. Well, it looks like you're just going to have to finish that book you're writing and make your money that way.
I'm trying to be realistic, Alan.
So am I. I'm a professional artist, and I make more than enough to impress your future colonel-in-law. I think you can do the same with your masterpieces. I'll tell you this much. I sense an equally brilliant artist in you as there is in me.
Thanks, Alan. I appreciate it.
Don't mention it. I really...
Excuse me.
Ah,
Mr. Trevor.
Mrs. Salisbury, what can I do for you, my lady?
Mr. Trevor, the model for next week's job is here and is demanding to speak with you about her, pay.
Huh. I'll tell her I'm busy.
I've tried that. She says she can't wait. She sounds kind of desperate.
Well, duty calls. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, I'm not finished with you. Either of you.
Listen, I know it's not much, but dinner's on me tonight.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, where are you going?
Date with Laura.
Well, tell her your Cupid says hello. Ooh. Sorry about that, Mr. Hausburg. As you might have guessed, the young man is a dear friend of mine. He's a good guy. If only that were a marketable quality.
Why don't you tell me about him?
sorry I'm late. Stop by Alan's.
Ah, and how is our Cupid doing?
He's working on his next masterpiece, you know.
And what is it this time? Oh, don't tell me. Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night set in Manhattan. Ooh, or has he gone all Jackson Pollock, set up a trapeze and spread his canvas on the ground and is dribbling paint from like a 40-foot...
He said no.
What did Alan say no to?
Not Alan. Your dad.
Oh. Well, tell me about it.
Well, he said he likes me. And I'm a good guy.
But?
But liking someone and trusting them with your daughter are two different things. Then he goes on about when you're on a career track that will make more than 50 grand a year, then I'll think about letting you marry my daughter. So like I said, I stopped by Alan's and he's, you know, painting as usual, but his model's this homeless guy. And he just looks so, I don't know how to describe it, but just looking at him made me depressed. So I gave him our date money.
That's my man. A bleeding heart to the last drop. I'll tell you what, this one's on me.
What's the point? Your dad said no. And you said you wanted his approval before we got engaged.
I'll work on him. Besides, I know you'll hit your lucky break, and soon. Come on, let's go. We both need this date. Let's go before our mood is totally ruined.
You almost ruined my portrait yesterday.
Sorry?
And this isn't even the first time either. When Laura was my model, you and your flirting made her blush when I needed her to look tragic.
What does that have anything to do with?
At least that turned into a romance. Now you're giving alms to my male models too. He was all smiles, talking about how you're a great young man and you have true empathy for your fellow men.
That's bad.
When you need a model to look miserable, yes, smiling is a bad thing. It's a good thing you're so likable, sure, but you made quite the impression on him. He wanted to know everything about you.
What'd you tell him?
Everything he asked about.
Like?
Well, I told him about you and Laura.
What'd you say?
Well, I told him how I consider myself your Cupid, since you two met in my studio. Oh, and he wanted to know if her father was serious about the whole...
When you're on a career track that will make more than 50 grand a year, then I'll think about letting you marry my daughter.
I told him yes, he was.
Awesome. So you told a complete stranger about my love life. What else did you tell him?
Oh, well, you know, I told him about your employment, your ambitions, your schooling, where you live.
You told him where I live? Oh, great.
Well, yeah.
Now he's gonna come knocking on my door, and I don't know if I have anything else to give him. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for Mr. Huey Erskine.
That's me.
Oh, I'm glad to meet you. My name is Gwen Clark. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Baron Hausburg.
Hausburg. Like the billionaire Hausburg? What does he want with me?
Huey, I forgot to tell you. Hausburg is one of my best customers, and the other week he commissioned me to paint him as a homeless man.
You mean I gave pocket change to a billionaire?
I'm his right-hand woman, you could say.
Crap.
I'm such an idiot.
But a likable one. Did you honestly think I was so heartless as to talk about my income in front of a destitute man? Come on, Huey, you know me better than that.
I'm so sorry. Apologize to your employer for me. I had no intention of insulting him or...
He only sends me on his most important errands. And this was at the top of his list today.
What is it?
He also wanted me to let you know that he invested the money that you gave him and a little bit of extra in his company. And you will be receiving the interest monthly, which by the end of next year should be double what's on that check. He's also offering his services as a coach of sorts if you wish to make future investments. Wanted me to pick something up from you. A wedding invitation?
I'll have to mail it to him.
Well, in that case, send it to the address on that check. He's eagerly looking forward to it. Good day, gentlemen.
You know, it's hard enough trying to find a billionaire model, but it's even harder trying to find a model billionaire.